LeBron James have come up. LeBron James and EPO.
What's up, world? Welcome back to Charge the Game podcast. I'll be your host here, Chuck. And in this moment, we're going to discuss Chael Sonnen as he is at it again. He is on LeBron James's neck. Hey guys, before we get into this video, I want to ask you guys to do me a huge favor. Thank you guys so much for watching, like you always do, and bringing me constant feedback. The views are growing, the channel is growing. I just want to remind you guys, man, hit that like button and also continue to hit that subscribe button. Back to the content. Thanks. He will not let up. He is overly exposing LeBron James. And you guys got to remember the history between Chael Sonnen and LeBron James. This guy was a guy that was a UFC fighter, busted for taking steroids and other PEDs. And ever since then, he's owned his wrong, right? So it seems like he likes to go on tour, calling out athletes and movie stars, anybody that's really big in the industry. It's like he gets a niche off of calling them out, you know, and a lot of people are ignoring this huge thing. And we saw Kevin Garnett come out and speak up and say that LeBron James is indeed taking a new PED called Balco, which is an EPO, which is good for endurance, boosts your stamina, makes you perform like you're 20 years old. And a lot of people are starting to speculate because we all see that LeBron James is literally damn near 40 and he's playing like he's 40 going on 20. You know, I'm not saying that it's out of the norm, but the wear and tear on any typical player's NBA body is it just makes you scratch your head, right? Now, I know that there are a lot of LeBron James fans who will come out and defend this and say that this is something that shouldn't be discussed. However, I'm under the same umbrella as Jason Whitlock, Kwame Brown. I've seen their videos pop up, you know, on my timeline about, you know, them speaking on the whole LeBron James steroid scandal. And it makes me think, you know what I'm saying? Like, there are a lot of industry plants, especially that cover sports. Skip Bayless, maybe not Skip Bayless as much, Stephen A. Smith for sure. All of these people that are paid to protect the higher ups or what's considered royalty. And I just don't understand why this isn't being discussed, because we see all the time where, you know, players get popped, you know, for mishaps. We saw, what was it, DeAndre Hopkins get busted. We see this happens often, but when it's a legend, you know what I'm saying, like Lance Armstrong, right? I think Chael Sonnen was a guy that pretty much ratted on him. We see all of these high performing athletes, and I believe that, like Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Chael Sonnen, I think that they have a real big problem with people being anointed with glams, rewards, treasures, status, when they really are cheating the game. So let's get into this report and see exactly what he's talking about. This is a live reaction, so I'm gonna go through this thing and I want you guys to watch with me. As we know, this is heavily trending, and for some reason I want to know why these sports shows aren't talking about it. So let's listen.
I had my days with LeBron. I feel as though I've told it to you, but I'm speaking to a positivity of medicines that are out there. It was a very different point. They were still missing the point. This wasn't to out somebody or act like his good deeds or his good career or his scores or his titles were somehow illegitimate. It wasn't like that. But you will have certain sports where it's a level playing field of cheating. It's a level playing field of cheating. And the expression everybody's doing it, that's not true, and that's a cop-out. But there are times on a broad stroke, it's more accurate than non-accurate of a statement. We have a lot of sports to this day who have never discovered, as an industry, chemical enhancement. And if I was to look at the guys in the NBA that are on the gear, I'm not gonna need all my fingers. When you have a guy that's on that, I'm speaking to the power of the medicine. The Rock has always been very nice to me. I don't like to come out and disparage The Rock. He's always been a very sweet guy. It bothers me that he won't tell people what he's doing, right? If you're going to put your picture out, you're going to put your look, don't talk about it because, you know, I eat pancakes on Sundays only and I do these things, because somebody's going to go and do that. I'm one of those guys.
And I think with Chael Sonnen, man, his biggest thing is all of these athletes, you heard them list, let's be honest, The Rock, Hulk Hogan, all of these, Vin Diesel, like all of these people who want to continue to get these big movie roles. Like looking at Sylvester Stallone now, you got to realize what gear does. You know, once you're on this gear in your prime, you're going to look good. You're going to look like a movie star, right? That's what you want to look like. But you guys are crazy if you think that is sustainable. It's not. That's why you see the way Arnold Schwarzenegger looks right now. You see the way Sylvester Stallone looks right now. They have to get so much surgery to compensate all of the damage that was done from using these drugs or PEDs to just for the moment to get all of the money that they can. I do follow The Rock. I love Dwayne Johnson. I'm more of a Stone Cold fan. But let's be honest, most people that size, you can see the signs, you see the nipples, you see hair loss. Well, those are indicators. First off, I told you guys a while back that once LeBron James went to Miami, that's when he lost his hair. One of the hugest indicators of PEDs growth, human hormone, is hair loss, hormone. So women get on birth control, they lose weight, they gain weight, they lose hair, they shed hair, they get off of it because it drives their hormones crazy. Same thing with men. A man may not take obviously birth control, but hormones, right? Look at the whole Chris Benoit situation. Like you lose a lot of yourself, right? There are sacrifices. You may snap out. You're not in control of your emotions, and those lead to unfortunate events. For those who know who Chris Benoit was, he was a wrestler, and Eddie Guerrero. Like you just see it all the time, man. And what I'm getting at is Chael Sonnen. It sounds like he's trying to. Obviously, I don't know if he's paid off to do this or what, or maybe he's trying to lessen the blow from all of the damage he caused. But now he's trying to go through and pretty much water down everything he's saying and say that he's trying to relate it to sports. My guess is maybe somebody in the entourage may have paid him a handsome check to shut the hell up. That's what it sounds like to me, and I could be wrong. Like I said, this is a live action video, and I'm trying to understand what point he's trying to reach. But I will say this, like I said, he seems to have a problem with athletes being fake and saying that this is what they're doing, working out like crazy. I follow The Rock. He has crazy cheat meals, but yet he looks the way he looks. Obviously, you're not going to make all the money that he makes if you're going to sit around and be mediocre, right? Like, you don't look like that if you aren't taking anything, especially the older you get. Really, the older you get, your body starts to deteriorate and you actually should become smaller. That's why I often call out Shannon Sharp. And just like I'm calling out LeBron, I call out all of these people, The Rock. Like, come on, these guys are steady getting bigger the older they get. Obviously, you guys have to use your minds, and we know that they're on something. You know, but they're not going to come out and say it. Everybody wants to look natural and say, oh, genetics. Like, no. You can look at The Rock from when he first started out wrestling. When he looked actually more youthful, he was more round, more pudgy looking. Probably wasn't on as much gear as he's on now. But look at him now. Jacked, chiseled, jawline, your whole face changed. Look at John Cena. He's walking out fucking naked on stage. Look at his face. Look at his body. Nobody looks like that for that long. It's just not sustainable and it's just not natural. So what Chael Sonnen is calling out is just the BS behind the science of it. Like, if you guys are going to say this, then really tell the truth, because his point is he's seeing kids really go kill themselves in the gym to try to look like that. He pretty much went on a rant saying that, you know, he tried for years, gym memberships, doing this, doing that, and he wasn't getting the results. But it's because he was fed a lie. So he's pretty much emphasizing that, hey, if you guys are going to, you know, accept all of the rewards and the fame and the glitz and glams that come with all this, at least be truthful, because you don't want to be steering kids down the wrong direction or giving them false advice. And that's pretty much his emphasis on this point. So let's keep watching.
And there's a number of reasons. You're not going to come up with that to keep you up. But I'm trying to speak to you about this. Is a fascinating medicine, right? I mean, this was my whole beef with Lance Armstrong. I'm the first one that said that Lance was cheating. Lance considered suing me. I went on the Jim Rome show. Do you guys know about this? I went on the Jim Rome show and I told you, see, you couldn't say Lance Armstrong at the Olympic Training Center. I'm walking all over town at the coffee shop. I'm seeing these yellow bracelets that were these Lance Armstrong, Live Strong. It was all of these things. People were so proud. I mean, it really was this thing. I'm looking around going, yeah, but athletes, you can't even say his name. Lance Armstrong was a 4-letter word at the Olympic Training Center in the 90s. That's how much athletes know. He didn't get cracked and go sit on Oprah's couch until what was it, guy? 2011. In the 90s, athletes knew. You wouldn't see one of those at the Olympic training center. None. Because they knew that he was cheating. And the problem for me, I'm personalizing, it wasn't the use of the medicine. It was the fact that you would discover, somebody grabbed you. You're not a chemist, you're not a doctor. You didn't go to a lab, you didn't work on this. Somebody grabbed you, somebody that had knowledge, somebody who did do those things grabbed you, and they let you in on something fascinating. They let you in on something that was legal.
So now what he's saying is the stuff that LeBron James is taking is pretty much legal, in that all of the noise he caused, it wasn't meant to be taken that way. If I'm watching this video correctly, that's what I'm assuming. I'm assuming that he's trying to walk it back, walk it down, and to die this out. But I feel like based off of the reactions from all of these other sports shows, you see Kevin Garnett. And that's another thing, LeBron James fans, you didn't see a lot of them going at Kevin Garnett like that. It's so funny how a guy like Chael Sonnen could come out and they won't go at him like they will go at another random person, right? I guess you have to be a somebody to talk about LeBron James. It's like the weirdest thing ever, right? But basically what Chael Sonnen is saying, that what LeBron James is taking is legal, so we shouldn't be as bothered by it. Well, my whole thing is, if you're taking this, and he just said he can count on his hands, like he held up 10 fingers and he said, I don't need all of my fingers to pretty much count who's taking EPO in the NBA. Obviously the top dog is LeBron James. Well, that's still considered cheating, because there's literally what, 400 or 500 players in the NBA, and you got this one guy literally dominating everybody. That is cheating. Now, if everybody else is doing it and they want to agree to inject certain things into their body, then hey, let it be known, like let it be fair. But it is very unfair when you around here jumping from back court, you know what I'm saying, non-stop, running out of energy, and because you got a boost and it's making you good at your job. And I get what Chael Sonnen is doing. Like I said, it seems like maybe somebody paid him off, I don't know, but the damage is done. Kevin Garnett made it way worse, and now it's in everybody's head. And the true fans of basketball, the players included, it's just going to make it worse for them to pretty much keep calling LeBron James the king of the league, because they're going to say that he's literally cheating.
Controlled substance, human prescription to get a sport rule. Like, don't think you need to share these things with me. I'm just sharing for you. This is not like having a Class C substance. This is not like being in the possession of cocaine, by example.
Well, now I'm confused, because he's saying that EPO is legal. But you guys remember the video where he came out and first called LeBron James out and said, if the world knew what LeBron James was doing, then he would not be considered a great. So now he's walking it down saying that it was legal. But my thing is, if it was legal, well, why did you get busted in the UFC for using the exact same product? Kind of makes you think.
So that's always where my innovation comes, right? When you have somebody that discovers something. I mean, Sylvester Stallone goes on the Letterman show when I was a sophomore in high school, and Suzanne Summers wrote a book that was separated by like 3 minutes. And they both told the truth. Sylvester Stallone said, hey, there's something out there called human growth hormone. In other countries, it sits on the shelves. I several times have driven across the border into Mexico. I just walked in the pharmacy and grab it. Here in America, you can't get it. Come hook or crook.
And I agree with him, because I do travel a lot. My fiance is Mexican, so we go to Mexico a lot, and it's crazy how much stuff that they sell over the counter for cheap. I'm talking about they sell over the counter steroids, anabolic drugs, Viagra, Plan Bs, like all of this stuff, like maybe dirt cheap. I mean 10 cents on the dollar. And that's why he's saying it's not legal, because everywhere else outside of America is legal.
It was a very honorable thing that Stallone did, and he wants to go out and put out pictures and videos and show himself lifting weight. That's very honorable, because he's telling us what he's doing. And if that inspires you or something you'd like to do, you can now follow his recipe and have a reasonable expectation that you get somewhere to those same gains. I think there's an honor in this. And I only know one golfer that's on the diet. All of golf, I only know ever in the history of golf.
So, and we all know who he's insinuating, right? So let's not play dumb here. And what he's saying is there is a way for you to definitely detect if you're using all three. And what he's saying is LeBron James is only using just one, and that is the EPO.
It's the John Cena approach. Tell people I've never taken anything. Well, he says that because he never taken anything illegal.
And you guys just heard me say what I just tell y'all, man. John Cena, like, look at John Cena, man. Look at how his face looks. And let's be honest, most Caucasian men are not genetically gifted. They have to work twice as hard as a black person, okay? Just being honest. And when you see these guys all jacked up, like The Rock, Samoans are naturally huge men, but they're never really just huge and chiseled. So you have to go and modify your hormones to make yourself genetically modified in a way that looks like God-like. I mean, like literally like a Greek god. And I saw him on stage, and you can see it in their face. It's so much upkeep with taking these drugs, the surgeries that you have to have post when you're off your cycles. And you know, like, I get it, in the moment, in your prime, you're making money off of it, but it does come and bite you in the long run. And that's where he's getting at. He's pretty much saying that everybody who's being a fake should stop lying about it, and everybody should come out and admit their flaws, LeBron James included. Obviously, he's addressing the LeBron James situation because it seems that the camp has had enough. And LeBron James, let's be honest, it's crazy how he is so vocal about other things, right? He's vocal about other things, but he will not come out and speak on this. Literally, he gets on Twitter all the time, speaks his mind. People go at him. He literally reposts tweets or some type of subliminal message. None of that with Chael Sonnen. And it makes you think, like, I wonder why. And we all know the underlying truth is that a lot of athletes do this. So there you guys have it, man. You guys weigh in with your thoughts. What do you think? You guys think that Chael Sonnen is walking it back, maybe because he had a payoff, maybe because the camp of LeBron James has gotten to him and told him to chill out? Because this is a guy who typically doesn't go back to apologize. So it's quite odd to me, in my opinion. But there you guys have it. Chael Sonnen has smoking, saying that he is not a dry snitch. What he said about LeBron James is that LeBron James is doing what's technically legal. Weigh in with your thoughts, comments, and concerns. If you guys are rocking with the video, I want to ask you guys to do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button and also hit that notification bell so you guys can continue to get the latest when I drop my sports takes. Thank you so much for the love and support. Like always, let me know how you charge the game. Peace.